Last week, I made $27,000 from a single trade. And in total for the last month, I'm sitting at around $44,000 worth of profit. And if I'm being honest with you, I've barely done any real work for it. Everything I show you in this video is all of the work I've done. And in total, across my entire crypto trading career, I've made over $5 million trading crypto. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened from the moment I spotted the trade to the second I took profit. So pay attention. Got this lovely trade here. Don't usually take shorts, okay? Now, however, there's always an exception to the rule. Now, when you get a lovely wick like this, they're usually going to get filled in. Hence why I have a target. When you have a target and you have an invalidation level, therefore you have a trade. And we want to enter the trade as close as to the invalidation level as possible. So let me break this trade down for you. Okay, so that's the trade. ZECUSD. Right, why do I think this will happen? Why do I think that ZEC will come back down here? Okay, let me go on the weekly time frame. Now, we have broken down here. Some sort of support, resistance, support, breakdown, time, distance away. Okay, distance. That's the main key, not time. We haven't spent a lot of time away. Okay, that's on the weekly time frame. Now, let me just go up a little bit on the monthly time frame. Now, I don't think this is gonna. Maybe it will happen this month. Maybe it might happen this month or next month. Probably will happen. I actually did want us to take this all-time high first. Okay. However, with this big rejection, it's not looking good, bruv. We may spend some more time. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is the larger range. Okay, that's the larger range. Okay, that's the larger range. But we're not that. Okay, so we're not there yet, sorry. Now we go back down the weekly. That's looking good. Exactly, already been through that. Then we go to the 3-day. Okay, now we can refine the levels. There's our SR level. Okay, resistance. Turns through support, smashes through this, and we've had a big area away. Now, why do I think we're going to come back down to here? Well, we've got this support level. Okay, support, and very rarely now this kind of bubbles burst. Now with the news of this token coming out of the devs can now print unlimited supply and da. If you have unlimited supply of something, that means you could just print more tokens. Simple as that. And if that's the case and people are fearful of this, then obviously that's going to create some sell pressure. We've seen that already on this coin. We've kind of seen a large reaction, 60% down move. It's a very big down move, and that means that kind of the bubble has popped, right? We had the very strong uptrend since October here. And funnily enough, October the 10th was when the rest of the market was absolutely smashed, right? The rest of the market was in a bear market. So if we go here, total, okay, total market cap, where's 2025 here. This was here, right? Before this move lower. But we go here, this is 1010, October 1010, before this move here. Okay, so this went on a bull market while the rest of the market was down. And then while the rest of the market was down, we had a great buying opportunity here. We had a breakout retest and a rally higher. What's happened now? We've had a big down move. We've had news out and a narrative change. Okay, so now we use that fundamentals to line up with the technicals. Does the technicals line up with the fundamentals? That's all that matters, because the fundamentals can still lie. Now, we had a big move down, and now for us to reclaim back above this level and go higher, it's not going to happen like this. That's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but we're going to have a reaction. Now, if we spike up into here, that means at least we're going to get a rejection back into here to create a higher low before we go higher. Okay, so, and what do I like to say? So now I'm stacking these probabilities up. I've used the fundamentals, I've used the support and resistance level, I've used the market conditions. Now what I'm doing is adding my reasoning, right? Of markets don't go up in a straight line forever. And also to this, what happens? the first touch of a support and resistance level is always the strongest. So support here, turning into resistance. Okay, so let me break this down on the 4 hour. I personally think that we're going to come up into this area here. We may squeeze a little bit higher. We always do. It makes people bullish again. Okay, once people get bullish again, what I'm looking for in here is some price action. Okay, I'm looking for price action in here to look to short the market. Now, this is not going to be one of my strongest trades, but it's going to be a trade. Okay, now if you want to have a wide stop, okay, have it above this high. Okay, now if you just want to take it blindly, sorry. Now what I'll be doing is I'm going to be waiting for a consolidation period in here to be looking for lower time frame volatility, very, very similar to this. Okay, I'll be looking for a lower time frame range like this and trading the breakdown. So what would it look like in here? This is what it's going to look like. Okay, something like this. Here, we push up into this area, we trade, does this thing. We can maybe get an entry here if it starts to take out these highs and gets below, or once it gets back below and retests this, that's where we have our entry. We have a stop loss above the highs, and then we look to trade this trade lower. Once it starts to get back below the 515, as you can see, support should be now resistance. I'm allowing a squeeze higher. Okay, sometimes these charts do squeeze a little bit higher, but I'm also going to be watching this if it's going to be in this area here. Maybe you can put a smaller bit of position here and scale up if you're going to take this blindly. Don't just go all in here. Put a small bit here and a small bit here, so that at least you get in on the trade, because you're having a wider stop. You can be a little bit more rougher. Okay, then I'm looking to trade this back down at least into the 385 400s here, and then maybe we have a bounce. Maybe that's that higher low before we go higher. This is the real key area here at 410 400. Okay, this is going to be the key area of where we hold the trade all the way back down to here, or take profits and rotate the positions. Okay, obviously this price action hasn't developed yet, but that's what we're going to be looking for. So at the end of all of this, we're going to be, number one is, if you want to take this blindly, take one trade here, have a wider stop loss, use less position size. You're not going to make as much money, but that's what you get for being less defined and refined. Then step two is going to be this one here, at least targeting into here, just depending on how high this pushes up. Okay, and that's the first trade. The second one is going to be the trigger plan, waiting for some kind of consolidation, waiting for this to slow down. Once this slows down, we're going to look for some trades here into this area, back into here. Now, this may happen a bit earlier, this may happen a bit later, but that's what I'm going to be looking for. My highest risk to reward is going to be here, because what I said at the beginning of this video is that it's close to our invalidation level, right? This line is this support and resistance level is really the invalidation level. I don't really want to see it come up above here. Sometimes in crypto, you do get those nasty squeezes here that make everyone believe that it's going to happen again. But really, I'm going to be looking at main price action in this area here. So that's it for this trade. I'm going to be looking for some reaction here, trading it into there. Okay, I'm going to keep you guys updated, but this is the main trade breakdown. This is the thesis of why it's going to happen, and I'm going to obviously update you guys as this plays out. And now I'm going to go over the actual execution of this trade, where I entered the position and where I took some profits. I still have some of it going, but the majority of the position has now been closed. So I put this red line in my Telegram in the description below, and then I also had this line here. This is where I was basically saying is the main key SR level. As you can see here, support, 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 and now we've broken down, spent time and distance away. This should now turn to resistance, and I liked this kind of push up into here. I was cautious above here, but once we got this breakdown, retest, boom, that was my entry position. I got a little bit of a tighter stop loss above the highs here, 7% stop loss, and this was a 22% move. So yeah, I got over 6 figures in size on this position, so it was a good trade. And yeah, this was really my entry technique, right? I saw that this was the key SR level, this red line here. I was saying to people, if you want to buy here, sell here, short here blindly, that's absolutely fine. You can. And what I really liked was this breakdown retest, right? So if we clean this up, this was my area here. I'm going to use black levels. So there was the black level for the range. Then we had made this key low on the hourly time frame. So then if we go down on the 15-minute time frame, this is what I was looking for. As you can see here, we had a key high made here. We took the highs here. Obviously, I wasn't confident enough taking this position just here. We could have obviously gone higher, but if you were feeling a bit more risky, you could have taken that. Obviously, you would have had to sit through this kind of trade here. You also had this opportunity of this swing high. I wouldn't have taken that position, but the position that I did take was when we finally broke down below this level here, and then we came back above and we started to retest this key low here into the red key SR level. So all I did was I simply took the short position here with a stop loss above this range, and then that was the trade idea here. And then I obviously had to wait a week for it to play out, as you can see from here. This was my entry here on Wednesday, and then as you can see, the next Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday is when we came into this level here. And the reason why I took some profits into these lows is because obviously you then go here, and then you have a brand new key SR level coming into here with key liquidity underneath this area and this area here on the most recent price action. So I was expecting a bounce and an opportunity to reshort potentially before we start to fill in some of this area down here. That's what I was looking for. So depending on this price action here, maybe this is the high. Obviously, maybe we can push up into there. I'll wait and see on this one. No real clear plans yet. No need to rush. I've caught the most of the move here. Made some very good profits on this position. But I decided to take some profits coming into these lows. I always do, because maybe we could have bounced. Sometimes these bounces come all the way up here, and you get another position on before you can trade it back lower, and then you can make double whammy basically on both of the positions there. But that's basically what my execution was on this position. And I took this one. I posted the signal. As you can see, here's me taking profits on this position. And I posted this trade inside my inner circle, and you can find that in the description below. So if you want a personalized plan on how you can get to 7 figures this crypto bull run, then head to the description below and apply to work with me one-on-one. Made many 6-figure earners and many more 7-figure traders in the space, many millionaires. So if you want to work with me one-on-one and have your own customized plan and get specific trades just like this to produce results just like Pierre here, he went from 10K to $100,000 in under 90 days while working with me, having high conviction trades just like this, then you need to check the description below and apply to work with me one-on-one. So this is where I posted that trade. I also did post it in my free Telegram. I hope you found great value out of this video. I'll see you all in the next one.